So I had these clients that moved here from the East Coast, and it was their dream to have a second home back on the East Coast near their grandkids where they could spend the summers. Arizona is very hot. A lot of people like to do this thing called snowbirding, where you come here for the winter, the fall, and then you get out of here during the summer because it's way too hot, and they go back home. Well, this couple had moved out to Arizona, and there was really just no way that we could see how they could do it. We're looking at maybe like Airbnbs, but that would really stretch the budget for the summertime. We were looking at buying a second home, but that just really wasn't in the budget to support two family homes. They had a paid off house and they had good retirement income and assets already built for their retirement, but it was like just enough to meet their needs for income. So it wasn't enough to say, okay, they can easily afford a second property. It was enough to say, we're gonna have enough income for your retirement, and that's about it. But they were missing out on their dream, and they were away from their grandkids all summer, and they were here and miserable. So what do we do? Well, one of the things we do is we study debt a lot, because when you look at retirement income, there's only two levers. You can reduce the monthly obligation from your liabilities, or you can increase your income from assets. That's it. That's all you can do. So the reason why we study debt so much is because oftentimes that can move the needle a lot more for somebody than investing money for income. So let's run through an example of why oftentimes it's better to remove debt than to try to create income. Okay, let's say somebody retires at age 65, they have a mortgage balance of $200,000. Let's say the payment on that mortgage is $2,400 a month. Okay, now if you take out $400 a month for tax and insurance, you're left with $2,000 of principal and interest. Now that $2,000 is effectively a 12% amount of cash flow from off that $200,000. So if you think about it another way, okay, could you invest $200,000 to equal 12% every single year, guaranteed, net of taxes, risk, and fees? You can't do it. You wouldn't be able to put at age 65 $200,000 in a lifetime income annuity for you and your spouse and get a 12% payout immediately. So again, oftentimes it's better to go ahead and pay off the debt instead of actually trying to create income from it. So going back to our example of the couple that wanted to live on the East Coast for the summer, I brought in a debt specialist, somebody that specializes in a product called HECMs, home equity conversion mortgages. And through the HECM, they were actually able to take their primary residence, put a HECM on, take a draw off that line of credit, which is a non-recourse loan, and put it down on a small property on the East Coast. And now every summer they live their dream, they're with their grandkids, they're having an amazing time. And it's because we thought outside the box and brought in a strategic team member. Now I had nothing to do with that, right? I'm not a mortgage broker, I couldn't assist them with that. But my team member was able to, and actually could make them intentionally have what they wanted to come true, which was to be near their family and get out of the heat in the summer and have that second property. But we weren't going to get there just using traditional income metrics. We had to think on the debt side and bring in a specialist that could actually help them to realize their dream. And every year they say the same thing. They keep going, I can't believe this is true. This is so incredible. And what's amazing is if God forbid he passed away, his wife will be able to use that same strategy and stay in properties and be able to be with their grandkids for a long, long time, which is absolutely incredible. So again, this is a great story of sharing with you how it's so important and critical when you're thinking about cash flow and retirement to also consider debt and figure out what ways you could eliminate and reduce those and what's going to be the most optimal path for you.